Hey everybody, it's Rob here. We got some pretty exciting news about the upcoming Diablo 4 Season 2. The season is gonna start on the 17th of October at 10 AM PDT. So that is already in less than 2 weeks, guys, and there is a lot of content. There's also a blog post here that I'm gonna link in the description about all the stuff. And there's gonna be another developer live stream on the 10th of October. Going over the class balance changes and reworks to all the uniques in the game. And we just finished watching a 2-hour developer live stream, and I'm just gonna summarize most of the general changes that come to the game, and we're probably gonna make a separate video once we understand the season theme a bit better. But again, we have the article here in the description, so you can already do a lot of reading. There's a lot of content to go through. I'm just gonna do my best to summarize this real quick. So we have content that's coming to both season and non-season, to both realms. So we have 5 new bosses, and to fight these bosses, you need basically a new specific element resistance on these bosses. They're gonna rework resistance. We're gonna see more on the upcoming stream as well. But they basically showed us this flow chart here, and here you can kind of see the progression. And they're adding one boss here, 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 and the Duriel fight. So this is basically how it's gonna look. And all of these bosses have a different unique drop rate. So you can find different unique items. Let's say, this is just an example. Let's say you want to find your Tempest Roar, you farm the Beast in the Ice, and you need to stack, obviously, some cold resistance to fight this guy after they rework their resistance. And then you can target farm probably your Tempest Roar, as an example. Almost all the uniques will be reworked. Again, more info on that on the 10th. And yeah, the rest will be reworked, and the damage bucket will be reworked for, I think, vulnerable, overpower, and crit. This Uber Duriel guy, you need keys to access Duriel, and you get these keys from killing all the different bosses here. So you probably need to collect 1 key from each boss, similar to Uber's work in Diablo 2, to then access Duriel. And Duriel has a chance to drop the Uber unique items. They said a small chance, but it's realistic to find them. They're not going to be impossible to find anymore. You can actually get Uber uniques right now when the season 2 is live. And in order to get access to the normal new bosses before Uber Duriel, you need to farm Whispers to get access to Echo of Warshan, Helltide to get access to a Gringery boss, and Nightmare Dungeons to get access to the Beast in the Ice. So there is a lot more incentive to do all different activities. They also buff different activities. We're gonna get to that in a bit. So you're not only gonna do Nightmare Dungeons like it is right now. You're gonna do bossing, you're gonna do Helltide, you're gonna do Whispers, and new content from the season theme. And then you can actually get your Uber Uniques. And they also said that you can trade these keys and do this Uber Duriel fight in a group. So if you still want to do more Nightmare Dungeon farming, you can always do this, and then just trade the other keys that you need to access Duriel. So that's pretty cool. That also works with your friends. So you can, I guess, each of you have 1 key and then still face Duriel together. So that's pretty cool, I think. On gameplay, they are increasing our XP bonuses. So this is actually the instances, the little crafting materials. Instance give XP bonuses. We don't know how much, so this is the X here. But basically, experience rewards are now multiplicative with world tier. So before it was all in one category. You had 200% from the T4 from World Tier 4 multiplier. You had 10% from group multiplier. You had, I think it's 18 from the blessing, 5% from the elixir, and then now this is new from the instance, X%. And now these will multiply. So it's not gonna be it's 232%. It's gonna be 232 times 32%. So They said it's going to be about 40% faster to level to 100 now. And the monsters now are max level 55 in Torment 3, or in World Tier 3, and 75 in World Tier 4. So this is going to make the open world like a bit easier on the higher levels, and I think the reason was to just have like a faster progression. And we're going to get 2 more character slots. We're going to get a lot of mount quality of lives updates. I'm not sure if this is in here, but yeah, we're going to get... Mounts are just going to be like way easier to deal with. You can jump over objectives. You can you get 40% more movement speed. You get a longer sprint duration, 50% longer sprint duration. You have less cooldown to remount, and you don't get stuck anymore. And as again, you can skip obstacles. I don't know, 12-hour race is gonna be close. Nightmare dungeons, guys. You can now instantly teleport into the Nightmare dungeon. There's no longer going to be a double loading screen. You click on the dungeon and you're right in there. They buffed the event density. So in the Nightmare dungeon, if you find an event, you're going to get significantly more monsters. They lowered the crowd control duration of monsters in the dungeon, and also from traps and different environmental effects. So that's going to be pretty nice. You're going to get more glyph XP for every completion. And affixes, several affixes have been nerfed. Backstabber, crit res. I think these have been significantly reduced. There's going to be less death pulses. The lightning storm only hits you in combat. And Drifting Chain has, I think, less duration, like from 5 to 3 seconds, and also less, more cooldown before it reappears. So very good stuff, because these Nightmare Dungeon affixes have been so annoying. They removed a lot of objectives, so in some of the dungeons, we're gonna get a new rotation in Season 2, but a lot of the dungeons you can just go straight to the boss. And they adjusted the layout for even less backtracking. I took these notes while we were watching the stream. Then we have the world events here. Legion events now spawn every 25 minutes to get some of the materials that we need for the season content. Was this guy called Lord Zir? I hope so. The world bosses, instead of every 6 hours, they now spawn every 3.5 hours, so also really big. Endgame activities. So this is like pretty big. Like you get a ton more gold per cache from Whispers. This might actually be the meta to farm bounties now. To farm gold now. Like you do the bounties / Whispers and you just get your gold like that. Yeah, 3.5 is gonna be good. XP in Whispers and Helltide has been significantly increased. And the sigils from the Whispers, they always drop based off the highest completed Nightmare Dungeon level that you did. So if you did, I don't know, let's say level 50 dungeon, you're always gonna get 45 to level 55 sigils from the Whispers. And that's gonna be very nice overall, I think. Then we have your IUX. We have, I think they have this in here. We have like a stash filter now. See, bunch of new stuff here. Yeah, they're also gonna explain how a season is gonna roll over. I think there's gonna be even a separate blog post with even more updates. Let's see, is it this one? Yeah, here it is. Here is all the details of what we just talked about. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, they're gonna have more stashes in a bunch of areas, and here's the search function. So you can now filter your items. It's gonna be real good. Here's the IUX if you want to read it all. Like I just have like the nitty gritty here. You can now mark items as favorite, and they can't be sold or salvaged by accident. Auto sort. It has basically been improved. You can easier sort your items now. You have the stash filters that we just talked about. You have an option to hide the combat text, like the vulnerable, the crit, always that's appearing, or fortify. You can get rid of that. Streamer mode is now in the game to hide personal info. You have an auto run feature. I'm not sure how exactly that will work, but it's going to be there. And the minimap can be zoomed out even further. Next big thing here is going to be item changes. So instead of getting normal gems, you now get gem charts that don't take inventory space, but that are like a material, then you can craft the gems. Enchantment costs are significantly reduced, basically. Like you have slightly higher costs for the first roll, but they don't scale up as crazy. So it's going to make it a lot easier to reroll your items, I believe. This is also a big one. World Tier 3 and World Tier 4 do no longer drop low item power items. Instead, you directly get crafting mats. So if you're in World Tier 4, you don't get normal like blue items anymore or normal yellow items. You instead get the crafting mats, which is going to be insane. And this one has been one of the biggest changes, I think. So now, the higher you go, the higher monsters you fight, the higher level they have, you get a lot better items. So this is an example here I just created. This is the current best in slot weapon for Barbarian. I mean, you're going to make it legendary, right? But this is just a rare weapon. So this is going to have 820 item power. But with the new system, higher level monster drop greater item power. And this goes up to 920 item power in total. And so this is the new maximum DPS weapon. And as you notice, you get about 50% more total DPS. And this is like for your entire character. You get literally 1.5 multiplicative more damage because you go from 2.4 to 3.6 thousand damage per second, which is going to be nuts. Whisper Cache is also going to drop. Plus 10 to 20 higher item power. And Helltide is also going to drop plus 20 higher item power. So I think the best way to farm these high level items, if you can do it efficient, is like as high Nightmare Dungeon as you can go. And just get as high chance to get 920 items as possible to min-max your gear. Then we talked about Uber Duriel. So Uber Duriel is all the way down here. You need the keys to access him. And he has a small chance of dropping these Uber Uniques. And the Uber Uniques, they always drop at 920 item power. And also, they always roll max roll. Like they roll with the highest roll possible. So if you get a Shaco, let's say here, we put Harlequin's Quest, it's always going to have the max stats and it's always going to be 920 item power. So this is how your Shaco will always look. And then obviously you can upgrade it, right? Like you do this plus 5 and this is how your Shaco is going to look. It's going to be insane. And it's the same for, let's put, can I remove this? Delete. So we put the grandfather in here, we make it 920. And we upgrade it to plus 5. And this is how your grandfather's gonna look, man. It's gonna have 4k damage, dude. This is gonna be the ultimate grandfather, man. Look at this. 7k life, guys. Holy shit. And this is what we're gonna farm, Uber Duriel. I'm also gonna put this one in the document. New grandfather, guys. Uber Duriel is gonna drop it. No worries. Yes? No worries. Smoldering Ashes have the level requirement reduced, so you don't need to be like level 100 to get the last Smoldering Ashes. They have this reduced. There's gonna be 3 new season blessings in season 2. They have no current plans for trading yet, but they're looking into it. No new stash steps as of yet as well. And like I said earlier, the season is gonna start at 10 AM on the 17th of October, 10 AM PDT. And there's gonna be a lot of class balance changes and unique reworks that we're gonna learn about on the October 10th stream. And 41 pages of patch notes. There's also been a pretty big announcement that Diablo 4 is coming to Steam, so now you can actually play it through Steam, and crossplay, everything is enabled. We're gonna also link this article down below. And yeah, there's all these blog posts. I'm probably gonna make a separate video next days going in depth about the season theme and the season mechanics. Like, there's a huge list right here, right now, that we're gonna analyze and we're gonna theory craft. I'm gonna make a separate video about that. And yeah, check out the blog post, guys. There is a lot of content coming. I'm really hyped for season 2. It's only gonna be it's gonna be in less than 2 weeks. Really looking forward to this. I'm gonna blast. My plan is to try to go for like an early 100 again. We'll see how it's gonna go. I'm anticipating it's gonna be one session. We'll see. I hope you liked this little overview. I'll see you soon. We're up to 6 to 8. Over and out. Bye bye. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.